Welcome to the 2022 Golf Summer Series Spring Showdown here from Homestead-Miami Speedway in South Florida. 19 of the best drivers from the past summer and winter are all lined up and ready to go for what should be a good one here tonight. But before we get started, let's take a look at our starting lineup. So on the pole, the 13 of Matt Burnett and Exzel 2020 Summer Series champion Calvin Baker now in a Pontiac. Row 2, Aiden Robertson his final race in the number 1 car, and Exzel the 8 car of Joe T. Row 3, Brandon Carruthers in the 18, and Johnny Hernandez once again in the 46. Row 4, another new Pontiac driver Owen Miles in the 37, and the 53 of Random J. Row 5, HWRL champion Keisha Richardson, and the number 6 of Bradley Reim. Row 6, Dan Matteillo returning to the 17, and defending series champion Hodom in the 88 car. Row 7, Brendan Beal in the 16, and Trey Smith in the 22. Row 8, Winter Street Stocks champion Ryan Wilson, and Exzel last year's Spring Showdown winner Dan McMurrow now in the number 99. Row 9, the 20 of Nick Sant and Jordan Stout once again in the number 11. And row 10, we have another new Pontiac driver, and it's David Johnson in the 2 car. And now, for the first time in 2022, it's time for the starting command here in the Summer Series.
Drivers, start your engines!
Let's take a look at the track info here for tonight's race. So I'm going to go 27 laps on this mile-and-a-half long pure oval with 18 to 20 degrees of progressive banking in turns. And as for the weather here tonight here in Miami, 62 degrees Fahrenheit with 4 miles per hour towards the northeast. Hope everyone's having a fabulous Sunday night here so far. And hopefully, even though this is just an exhibition race, it should give us a good idea of what this 2022 and final Golf Summer Series should be. Of course, I want to thank all the painters, all the admins for supporting and getting all this planned out. But without further ado, it's time to sit back and relax as the pace car comes down pit road and the fans all on their feet here at Homestead. And here we go, Matt Burnett, Calvin Baker lead the field to green here in the 2022 Spring Showdown. And a good start for the inside lane into turns 1 and 2. Matt Burnett's going to pull away from Calvin Baker. Aiden Robertson in the 1, side by side to 21. Down the backstretch, Burnett now to the outside to block Baker. And while Aiden Robertson fell from Brady Carruthers in the 18 to be side by side with the 13. And already into turn 4, Baker's going to force a 3 wide for the lead. With Burnett stuck on the outside, but it's going to be enough for him to lead the first lap. So 3 wide into turn number 1. Carruthers making it 4 wide. There was an Owen Miles got on the apron there a little bit. And it's going to slow down the rest of the field. You can see there Keisha Richardson and Dan Matteillo several car lanes back from the main group. But fortunately for them, this is still pretty early into this rather short race, so still have some time to catch up, assuming if everything goes their way. Your 2020 Summer Series champion Calvin Baker going to lead lap number 2. As I said, here comes Robertson side by side for the lead. As in particular what happened to Owen Miles last time by. So he just got on the apron and just slowed down. Subsequently, the rest of the field behind him. But thankfully for Miles and the rest of the field, no damage to any of those cars. Into turn 3 this time by Aiden Robertson going to clear Calvin Baker for the lead. As Baker's going to fall down to 3rd, side by side with Johnny Hernandez for that spot. Here comes Brandon Carruthers also to challenge for the lead, coming to lap number 4. Here comes Johnny Hernandez now to challenge Carruthers for 2nd. Flow from Matt Burnett and Random J as they come down the back straightaway. Carruthers holds on to 2nd. Here comes Burnett for a huge run on the inside, making it 3 wide into turn number 3. As him and Random J back off there a little bit. Hernandez now in the middle. And a good exit there for Johnny off turn number 4. will be enough for him to move to second place. Meanwhile, Robertson still leads in the 1. Has over a 0.3 per second lead over Johnny in the 46. While behind him, the 3 wide for second. Baker once again in the middle, with Burnett still on the inside. Looks like into turn 3, Burnett have the advantage on the inside, as Carruthers and Random Jane to 53 are stuck on the outside, as Joe T in the 8 car all of a sudden is going to clear both of them on the inside, coming to lap number 6. Looks like Random's able to go back down the inside. Bradley Reim now side by side with Owen Miles. And here comes the rest of the, speaking of which, here comes the rest of the field, who has slowed down by Miles back in lap number 2, while all but able to catch up when I was just outside this top 10. In the turn 24, once again, 3 wide for third. This time Burnett in the middle. Kellen Baker now on the outside, with Carruthers in the 18 once again behind his teammate. There's a battle for the lead. Here comes Johnny Hernandez on the inside, coming to lap number 7 into turn number 1. As Robertson gets a good run on the outside there, but Johnny's still finding back in the inside. Down the back shoulder, Robertson clears Johnny barely, but into turn 3, Hernandez once again side by side with Robertson, still committed to take that lead away from him. Looks like all 4, Hernandez has the slight advantage over Robertson, and will lead lap number 7. Into turn 1, Robertson still on the outside as Hernandez still tries to clear that 1 car. Coming off turn number 2, now down the back shoulder, come to spot a Biffa drivers, Carruthers and Burnett once again behind these 2 drivers. And looks like into turn 3, Hernandez will finally create a Robertson as he gets a good run on the inside lane. 3 wide for second off turn 4 now, coming to lap number 9. Carruthers on the inside once again, Burnett now in the middle. As here comes Dan Matteillo in the 17 out of nowhere, as he looks to challenge the Pontiacs of Random, Joe T, Miles, and Baker. Down the backstretch into turn number 3, Carruthers is now behind Burnett. He's side by side with the 8 car of Joe T now, as the 13 will move back to second, as Robertson is now down to third. As we come to lap number 10, Johnny Hernandez still on top here at Miami. On board the 13 here at Burnett. And I think this racing so far has done a really good job at demonstrating how many lanes this track really has, because you can run the inside, the middle, or the outside, or somewhere anywhere in between, and still get really good runs, make up track position, which is especially key in a race this short. On the top 3, Carruthers still a side by side of Joe T. Matteillo is thinking of making a 3 wide there, touching right behind Carruthers. As he looks into the inside of Carruthers again, he will make a 3 wide, coming to lap number 11. Matteillo making it 3 wide into turn number 1. Carruthers going to clear to 17 as Matteillo is slow in the apron. And it's just like Owen Miles back in lap number 2. That's going to slow down the rest of the field behind him. As I'm going to go to replay on the bottom right-hand corner. So just like with Miles earlier, Matteillo just gets on the apron, gets loose, and slows down drastically, affecting the rest of the field behind him. Just very bizarre instance there in turn number 1. Same exact corner, almost same exact circumstance there. Meanwhile, coming to lap number 12, your pole sitter, Matthew Burnett. Back to the point here in Miami as he looks to clear Johnny Hernandez. As behind those two, we got about for second and fourth respective. Looks like Random J is able to clear Joe T for fourth. As Robertson currently has the advantage over Carruthers on the back straightaway for second. But that's still trying to clear Hernandez in the turns 3 and 4. Looks like he will this time by. As Hernandez does a handful with Robertson Carruthers as Joe T makes it 3 wide off turn 4. Hernandez now looking to the inside of Burnett into turn number 1, looking to take back that lead from the 13. But Burnett gets a good run on the outside in turns 1 and 2 as Carruthers once again side by side with Robertson. Into turn 3, you see the Pontiacs of Random J, Joe T, and Kellen Baker all battling for 5th. Joe T with the advantage going to turns number 4 as the 53 of Random is stuck on the outside. All aboard Carruthers coming to lap number 14 in the special Miami Heat car. Took for the spring showdown being in South Beach. As he gets a good run off Hernandez into turn number 2. And Grafix forces a 3 wide down the back straightaway as him and Johnny nearly touch there. Here comes Joe T now right behind Carruthers into turn number 3. As Hernandez gets a huge run in the middle, both from Robertson and Random J. As we're still 3 out for the lead, Hernandez with the advantage as he moves to the outside. Hernandez back to the lead here in Miami. Oh, Joe T's also saw on the apron in turn number 1. And that is the 3rd driver that has had that issue on the apron in the turn number 1 here in this race. And then a replay of that, and just like with Miles and Matteillo, Joe T gets loose on the apron and it just slows down. And before that happened, Joe T was in the 5th position, was right up in contention for that lead, but is now barely inside this top 10. Meanwhile, because of that, the top 5 is pulling away from the rest of the field. As that time by Matteillo, who's the lead driver of that second pack, well over a second behind Hernandez. Meanwhile, I got a 3-wide battle for 3rd, as Random Carruthers nearly touched off turn number 2 there. As he go into turn number 3, as Random Carruthers nearly touch again. So it looks like Brado will have the advantage over Random into turn number 4. And of course, opening night for the final Golf Summer Series season will be at Armory Digital on May 8th at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That's a race you don't want to miss. Looks like through turns 1 and 2, most of this top 5 now all in a single file formation, as now Burnett tries to challenge Random J for that 4th position. As here comes the rest of the drivers who held up by Joe T earlier, catching back up with the main group. Into turn 3, here comes Robertson for a good run off Johnny Hernandez, as Hernandez tries to block the air off the 1 car, as it comes to 10 laps to go here in the Spring Showdown. And you can see how much ground Matteillo and the second group is gaining on this top 5, going into turn number 1. As here comes Robertson looking to the inside of Hernandez again off turn number 2. Down the back, Hernandez now on the outside. Robertson now looking to the inside, side by side once again for the lead. As into turn 3, Robertson is going to force Hernandez to the middle of the track. And that's going to allow Robertson to get a great run off turn number 4. Aiden Robertson back to the lead here in the Spring Showdown, 9 laps to go. Hernandez still fighting back on the outside through turns 1 and 2. With Carruthers looming in an 18 car, ready to pounce. Matteillo there making it nearly 3 wide once again into turn number 3. Until tucking it back in line in front of Baker. Going to turns 4, Robertson looks like he's going to clear Hernandez, as Carruthers is now side by side of the 46 for second. 8 laps to go this time by. Random J once again side by side for Nez. Those two nearly touch going into turn number 1 there, as here comes Carruthers again for second. As I say that, the 18 is going to tuck into 3rd, Random in 4th, with Burnett and Matteillo now side by side for 5th. Taking a look at some of the other drivers here, the 24, Keisha Ernst, AWL champion. Currently in the 8th position, one of 3 Spider-Man cars here tonight. Of course, one of being Random J, Keyshawn, and Jordan Stout in the 11 car. Decent rebound for Owen Miles in 9th, for Joe T. And that 8 car is down to 10th. The 6 car, Brad Reim, currently in 11th. Nick Sant making his first Spring Showdown start, currently in 12th. While Ryan Wilson to 48th, 13th. Jordan Stout with the lowest running winning car by far, currently in 14th. As Dan McBarola, last year's Spring Showdown winner and defending series champion Hoodlum, currently 15th and 16th respectively. Definitely disappointing runs for some favorites going into tonight's race. As David Johnson, Brendan Beal, and Trey Smith round up the rest of the running order here in Miami. As they're going to battle for the lead, Johnny Hernandez got back around Aiden Robertson that time by. But much like before, Robertson's finding back on the outside, down the back straightaway, and now into turn number 3. Is he going to get it going off the 46 here? No, Hernandez will clear the 1 car. Coming to lap number 23 of 27. Only 5 laps to go here in Miami. Back on board now, the 18 of Carruthers into turn number 1. As here comes Robertson once again, looking to the inside of Hernandez into turns 1 and 2. As you can see how close behind Matteillo is in that 17. Through turn number 3, here comes both the 18 and 17 with huge runs in their respective lanes. As Robertson's once again on the inside, side by side with Hernandez, coming to 4 laps to go. Robertson led that time by, but here comes Carruthers with a huge run on the inside. He's going to make it 3 wide once again for the lead. Almost dead heat down the back shooter between these 3 Chevys. But going into turn number 3, who will have the advantage here? And it looks like it's going to be Aiden Robinson who has the advantage over Carruthers and Hernandez. Off of 4 behind Carruthers on the inside. Here comes Matteillo and Random J coming to 3 laps to go. As you're going into the world, Random's going to make it 3 wide for 3rd as Carruthers tries to fight Robertson for the lead. As Random gets a great run on the inside, is now going to challenge Carruthers for the 2nd position off turn number 2 as Robertson comes to block the 18. Here come 2 other Pontiacs who happen to be past champions, Keisha Harrison and Kellen Baker also behind the 17. As off 4, Random will clear Carruthers coming to 2 laps to go here in the Spring Showdown. On board with the back bumper of Robertson going into turn number 1. And as you see, he has a sizable gap over Random and Carruthers, but definitely something not to get too comfortable over. But as I said, here comes Hernandez, making it 3 wide of Carruthers and Random down the back straightaway. And for that one car right now, this is probably the best possible thing you've seen in your rearview mirror. As instead of Random being focused on 1 car, he's now focused on 3 cars, possibly more. Because they're just behind him, get a good run. Coming off of 4 down the front stretch, this time by white flags in the air here in Miami. Looks like Random's able to break away from the rest of the field as on Matteillo threads the needle in the middle, making it 3 wide for 3rd. Down the back shorter for the final time. Random trying to make one final charge at Robertson. Looks like it's not going to be enough. Through turns 3 and 4, Aiden Robertson in his swan song race in the #1 car in Pennzoil Racing will see the checkered flag and win the Spring Showdown here in Miami. Congratulations to Aiden Robertson, RC Motorsports, the already 2022 Spring Showdown winners. Of course, as I mentioned, this is Robertson's final race in the #1 car before he moves over to 54 in the regular season. And in addition, this is RC Motorsports' 2nd straight Spring Showdown win after Dan McMurrow, their former driver, won last year's race at Auto Club. But anyways, let's take a look at the finishing results after the nice, rather thrilling race. So here we go. Aiden Robertson finishes first, also leads most laps tonight of 12 laps, followed by Random J finishing 2nd to 53, while Matteillo gets another top 3 finish in the Spring Showdown, finishing 3rd after finishing 2nd last year at Auto Club. Finishing 4th is Johnny Hernandez, who led the 2nd most laps tonight, leading 10 laps, while Braden Carruthers rounds off the top 5 in the 18 car. 2020 Summer Series champion Calvin Baker finishes 6th, while HWO champion Keisha Ernsten finishes 7th. Brad Green finishes 8th in the 6 car, Matt Fournette 9th in the 13 after winning the pole, and rounding off the top 10 is Owen Miles in the 37. Looking at the second group here, Ryan Wilson finishes 11th in the 48 car, while Nick Say and Jordan Stout, in their first ever Spring Showdown starts, finished 12th and 13th respectively. David Johnson finishes 14th, JOT finishes 15th after being in the top 5 throughout most of the race. Last year's Spring Showdown winner Dan McMurrow finishes 16th, defending series champion Hoodlum with a disappointing run and finishes 17th. Trey Smith finishes 18th in the 22, and running off the rest of the field is Brendan Beal in the 16, finishing last. Of course, next month, don't miss opening night for the final Golf Summer Series season once again at Armory Digital for the Costco 400, benefiting Mental Health America. They'll be on channel on May 8th, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. But as always, y'all, thank you guys for watching this race. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.